Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
Woo! Kelly just finished nursing school, finally.
It's the worst. Worth it, but
Yes.
still the worst.
Yeah. It'll
Yeah.
be worth it for sure. Is it weird to like not have class to do?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
Like when I'm not working or I'm like, what do I do?
Listen to Joe music.
Well, yeah, obviously. Pick the perfect time to have a new album come out.
Yeah.
Perfect. Which you must be over the moon because you have been a Joe fan, you know, like OG Joe fan since the beginning. So how are you loving, you know, all this content and him being finally on tour? Like, how are you feeling about it?
Overwhelmed. Like
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed. Like I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Like when I got my tour tickets, didn't cry. It's close. But I was like, holy shit. Like it was just hard to believe, but it wouldn't have been possible if End of Beginning didn't go viral. Truly. I don't think it would have been what it is. And of course, I was actually more excited about the Corey thing. Not gonna lie. I was like, yes, I was right. Vindication.
I
Literally
still, like,
from the beginning.
want more
need
connections
answers.
to like the new album and things like that.
I was
He's
like, what does it mean?
obviously playing into it, like the fact that he took a photo with the sign that somebody made at that one show. Yeah. So, and
Fucking
can't
Corey.
wait. Can't wait.
I was like, what if Corey's at a show?
Like, literally, when the Corey stuff was basically revealed, okay? Like, we know. When it happened, like, you know that scene in Jurassic Park when Jeff Goldblum goes, he did it. The crazy son of a bitch did it. Literally, I went, Kelly called it. Kelly called it. Like, that was
crazy
literally
son of a
me.
bitch.
That crazy son of a bitch. She called it. And I'm like, from the very, and I'm so glad that we have that episode.
Oh my
it was
God.
July of last year. And I'm like, yeah. And like, a few of the things you were saying, I was like, yeah. And then finally I was like, well, we'll see. No, literally. Like, even like, I don't know. I'm sorry with the horse galloping, you know, and the hoof cleaning videos. Like, I think you're smooth, Mr. K, but you're not that smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, Corey.
Oh, Corey. I love it. I am cringe, but I am free. And I'm like,
yeah, that's true.
But we obviously had to have you on to chat about Joe in our little mini episodes.
I love this idea.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Well, and we're just, you know, obsessed right now, obviously. We have been, but like especially right now with all of the excitement. So it was just fun to kind of connect with people and just chat about these songs and I feel like try to kind of learn some more of the lyrics. But yeah, that's been cool. So let's get started. Okay, like
I'm
officially.
excited. Officially. Let's go.
All right, so welcome back to our Joe mini episodes of Skull Rock Broadcast. This is number 4, and we had to have our fave, the OG, our very first guest on the podcast. So
I felt
we go
so
way
special.
back.
We do. We go back.
And it's Kelly, a.k.a. Joe Keery Daily.
Hello,
on Instagram.
Still kicking it.
Still here. We love it. And we're going to talk about a couple songs with you today to continue with our just building excitement for tour and for the new album. And yeah, so we'll let you choose. Which song do you want to do first?
Let's do Temple.
Okay. So
Temple Shangri-La.
Temple Shangri-La. So the format is we're gonna kind of stop and listen to the song, but about half of it. Then we'll come back and like chat about it a little bit. Then we'll stop again, listen to the rest, come back and chat a little bit. All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's
good.
Listen. We didn't really introduce it before we started.
Surprise.
So a little bit.
Surprise.
You know, chaos. It's our brand. But this song, Temple Shangri-La, is from the album 2020, which is his first album, which came out in 2019. And we're going to talk about this song, and then we're going to talk about another song from Decide today. neither one of these songs that we're talking about today, he's been playing live right now, right?
No.
We haven't seen either one of these on his set list, which is good because last week we talked about 2 songs that he has been playing live, which was fun.
It's all about balance.
Yes, we're trying to balance it out.
But I feel like this one, like, it's kind of a slow down song. And let's be honest, the slow down song right now is Figure You Out. So you know what? Let's keep it the way it is right now.
This is such a fun song, though. It's got a really cool vibe.
I love this song.
I feel like it's, like similar vibe to Chateau, but like,
yes,
I think this one's better. Like
100%. I love this song. This song is so good.
Yeah.
What does it mean? What's the title mean? What is that?
I feel like it's like a play on words. Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Okay. So Shangri-La
She's ready.
is like, I'm ready. So Shangri-La is like utopia, like the perfect place. So, I mean, we could break down like the lyrics and that explains it, I guess, too. But I always looked at it like it's talking about like Hollywood, and he talks about how like about the attention and like fame, but Shangri-La is like a paradise of a place. So,
ooh, pretty okay.
And I feel like tent pole is like a play on like temple, also like temple Shangri-La, like But it's funny because I was just when we started listening to it, I haven't listened to this song with headphones very often. And it was very cool the way like all of the sounds were like panning in the headphones, because it started only in my left ear and then it like kind of built up and then some other sounds started coming out over on the right side, and then it just like built and built. And he's just like a magician the way he like just engineers sounds in that way and is able to kind of like, mix them and blend them and make it sound so cool. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, that was really like, even just like before he even started singing in this song, I was already like, this is so cool.
Such a good beat to it. And did he say like he recorded a lot of this out of his house? Like,
yeah, most of it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's insane. Yeah.
So what I love most about this song is he always talks about influences and how like this one to me is why I like it so much is that it really does sound like something like an electric light orchestra song, like, which is funny because they actually have a song called Shangri-La, but all the background and the sounds, that's really what I mean. I like it. That's why I like it so much, because it really is like that style. So you could see where the influence comes in, but I feel like it's just an underrated song. Like,
100%.
But
it's really good. Like you can definitely hear the influence in it, which is part of why I like it so much.
Yeah. It's like very psychedelic too, which I know Post Animal was very psychedelic, like psychedelic rock and like just like jamming and like long music, like
almost gives a Beatles vibe, like late Beatles.
Yes.
But yeah, let's talk a little bit more about some of those lyrics. You talked about the attention, but like we talk a lot about Decide with how he's kind of like seems a little jaded on like fame and all of that. But this even is like, this is freaking me out. All of this attention turns the glamorous on its side. And it's almost like you think like you were mentioning Hollywood, you think this place is going to be like this perfect place, but it's like, I'm actually kind of freaked out about this. Like, I'm not okay with this. Like, and displaying this paradise in new light, like seeing it in a different way. You done change your insides, they'll take enemies over you.
So it's like I feel like he felt, and this obviously I feel like is going to be a theme for the Crux, like about changing who you are. I mean, I have thoughts on that. Like obviously, like you have to adapt to live in Hollywood. That Hollywood lifestyle is it's not New York, it's not the East Coast, it's Hollywood, it's LA, and that type of environment is very, they are who they are over there, and you have to kind of adapt to that. And you sort of realize maybe it isn't really exactly what I thought it would be. Like it's glamorous, but there's also that underbelly of just vapid narcissism from everyone, and there's
you're under a microscope.
Yeah. And we've talked too about how like you can kind of apply it to maybe like the world of social media or like just any like, I don't know, when you are out there and it's people aren't being like their authentic selves.
Exactly.
And like the shiny surface isn't always like, you know, the truth of something. So I feel like that there's like these pretty sounds, but then it also has like that uneasy kind of like feel to it, which is definitely very prevalent, I think, in his music.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But then he's in this paradise, but it's not really a paradise.
Right. Exactly.
Just kind of seems like one.
Do you have any more thoughts about this first part?
I just like how even back then he was very much like aware of fame and its, you know, the downfall of it. And I don't know if that comes from not growing up as like a child star. Like, you can always see the difference between people who had fame as a child and grew up. It's not everybody, but a majority of them. And then people who found fame later in life, like that lived pretty much a normal life up until their 20s. And then all of a sudden are like thrust into this insane world, which, I mean, you come from a small town in Massachusetts and now you're like on the biggest Netflix show ever. So it's like
you said, he wasn't a child star. He wasn't even a teen star.
No.
And he had already graduated college by then. So he was able to, you know, small town Massachusetts, then go to Chicago, bigger city, but he still like had a small group of friends and stuff, still was very humble. So you can definitely tell that he probably entered that kind of life with kind of already like, okay, well, this is a little different, you know, and you know, before you know it, he, like you said, he's on the biggest show of all time. Everybody knows his name. He's living in LA. And definitely he probably saw the good, the bad, and the really flippin' ugly. So,
for sure.
Yeah. Let's listen to the rest. It's almost always his songs just like end. And it's not like a, you know, like a trail out type end. It's just like a hard stop, like, which is so cool. I love it.
I love it.
This was so cool to listen to. Again, I feel like I was picking up things in my headphones that I had never noticed before.
Like the crowd, like you hear like, the crowd in the background.
Yeah. You were like, do you hear the crowd? I was like, oh, yeah, I don't think I've ever noticed that before. But it's like people cheering and screaming. And
it's so cool if you ever listen to it. I have surround sound, so I barely ever use it, but when I do put it on, like you can hear like some speakers, they isolate some tracks and stuff. So I didn't notice with Basic Being Basic when you can actually hear his sisters like laugh.
Cool.
So when it was pointed out to me, I actually put it on my system and I went, oh, okay, but this was really pretty on the system just because the instruments that he uses and like just the different effects and the different effects that he does on his own voice. It's just really, really pretty, you know?
Love it.
I feel like, so when End of Beginning went viral, he did a lot of press, which was fun because he got to talk about Decide.
Yeah.
I want him to like go back and like, can we talk about 2020? Like,
I know. I have so many
album
questions.
Is so good. And I feel like there's not enough like out there of him talking about this album, like, which is very unfortunate. So.
I know.
Yeah.
I love that. It makes me sad because I love this album.
Kelly, you're the one that told me all about the variants. As soon as you showed me your collection, I went, all right, I'm going to make this happen.
Stacey's like, game on.
I'm like, game on. Oh, my God. But it was so worth it. But, like, I felt like I was collecting, like, the Infinity Stones. Like, I was like, you know, do you think with this new album he's going to do the same thing?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, honey.
Bye. I know, just take it all.
Man, but didn't you say he did the designs, like the colors and stuff? That was all him?
Because which I loved.
It's so pretty. That Red Galaxy one, like, it was a bit of a bitch to find.
It's really tough.
I paid dearly for it, but it's so pretty. But I'd say that one out of 2020, that's the prettiest one. And then with the Decide, the black and the white, I thought that was stunning. So I'm hoping with this new one, when he does start doing different ones, I'm like, well, already the cover is amazing.
Love
so
that.
I can only imagine what he's going to brainstorm for the actual vinyls. So.
Oh, yeah. No, I think we're in for a treat.
All right. So I want to hear like your notes that you took here.
Okay. So Brother Joe, which I love that, doesn't ring any bells. And then he talks about like, about being like stranded on the shelf. I always thought that was about like old friends, like maybe that you lost during that fame, which happens.
Yeah,
but then
I almost feel like it's like a version, which I feel like I always say like version of you, and then I start like singing like end of beginning in my head. But it's like it's almost like, you know, he has so many faces, and that maybe he left the version of him that's a brother stranded on the shelf. Maybe he was like, you know, feeling disconnected from his family. I don't know. That just came to me, but
I like that. And then when he talks about this paradise turns me into something trite, which trite means like repetitive, like unoriginal. So maybe he felt like, you know, not being your true authentic self, which I thought was also really, his lyrics are sometimes really sad. Like if you really listen to them and you're like, well, damn.
Yeah, we're like sad for him every single time we talk about one of his songs.
Like, but it's like when I'm listening to like even like Basic being basic, it's like a bop, and I'm like, oh, okay.
When you really listen to it, you're like, oh, Joe.
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, this one I just. Like just the little, like mostly for this one, the lyrics are good, but I always like the instrumentals the most. I just think it's funky. Like you want to just kind of shut your eyes and really just kind of let the song like seep down into you.
Just like so surround good. You. Yeah. But I do like this conflicts and complications that you made up all the time have proven to be worthless, fabricated in your mind. Like, I mean, I feel like that's kind of talking about almost like anxiety and just like those stories that you tell yourself and like they're not true. They're just like your mind kind of like telling yourself these things. So definitely can relate to that line. And it's beautiful. Like it's poetry. Like I say that all the time about his lyrics. So
true. No, it is. It's like we all have those. And that's something anybody can relate to, whether you're famous or not famous. Like everybody has those anxieties, those fears, and those things that like just are in your head. And you're like, what if this is happening? What is this? But then it's like, okay, no, I'm just in my head, and it's all crap. So
which is nice because it makes you feel like you're like, well, we all have anxiety, so he's one of us. I mean, he told us the story. He thought he lost Maya Hawke's dog. I mean, that's something I think we've all been there at least once where we're like, oh, I really fucked up. And I'm like, that's so relatable. Like, you're
I have those moments
guy.
at least twice a day. I'm like,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. The end, again, is really funny because I turned to face my baby girl. She said she's never met me in her life. So that's
Joe, your baby girl.
Brand new baby girl.
I love how many times he says baby girl on this album. So
BNBG.
Yes. Can't wait to talk about that one. It's so fun.
Oh, wait, I was gonna say that's why like with Ring, never thought I'd last this long. I was like, oh, this is a naughty song. I'm like, ooh.
Kelly likes the naughty songs. Oh, Gasoline Girl.
Which I'm also like, you picked the one song that Taylor Swift was a feature on. I was like,
yeah.
I've rearranged my brain chemistry. Like,
love it.
Oh, my Atlanta. If that's performed, I'm being selfish now. I want him now to do covers now. I'm literally like, my head will explode and I will be found on the dance floor just dead. But you guys will know
murdered on the dance floor.
Murdered on the dance floor.
So we're going to talk about On and On. And do you want to talk about the Reddit thing before we listen?
Yeah, I mean, like that if that's fine with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, well, so that was why like I picked this song because I really, when I heard it, I loved the lyric. Say a prayer, light a digital candle and then scroll away. And I loved that. And I asked, like, what was the meaning of, that. Well, Joe did the Reddit AMA, which I doubt he'll do this time because there's just no way. It'll be absolutely insane. But, everyone got to ask questions. It was after the album had been out for like a day, so everyone had already listened. And I really liked that song, and I liked that kind of what it was representing about, just kind of the state of the world. And as someone who worked during COVID, I really enjoyed that line because, that was kind of life for a while. It was all like, here's our thoughts and prayers to healthcare workers, to everybody. And then you realize that nobody actually really gave a shit in real life. I mean, not saying not everybody, but the majority of the people were just like, we're here for you, but we're not really here. So him answering that, he explained, it's about people just being on the internet and, just giving their well wishes and then just going on with their day. Like, and how he was it was the state of the world at the time and kind of just tired of it, of how people aren't genuine. So that's something special to me.
Yeah, because he said thank you.
I know. And then I got it signed, which was like so lovely.
Love that.
So cool.
Lovely. Thank you to my bestie for doing that for me. And for you too, talking about that. I still think about that.
Yeah.
That was sensational. That really was.
We love you. All right, let's listen to the song.
Yes.
So good.
So good.
So good. Like, it's rare. Megan can say this, that I'm bopping my head along. I was feeling it during that one. You picked such a good one. And I even said, dare I say, I think it's probably one of his best written songs.
Absolutely. I love that song. I think that is, I would say that's my favorite song on Decide. Absolutely, 100%. Even before, like, all the moments and memories I have with it, just the way, we'll get to the drum part later because I love that. But, like, the lyrics, like, about, because we all do that. We all doom scroll.
Yeah.
I still doom scroll. We always, like, and especially during COVID, like, like, life was just, sometimes it feels like it was a simulation. Sometimes I'm like, I can't believe we lived through such a weird, crazy time where, we all were, locked in our homes, couldn't do this. And then, getting to the part where I always like where he's like, we got to learn to love each other and like save the planet. And it's such and clearly it's still important message even now. But I was like, gets it.
Yeah.
He always gets it, which I think is really special.
What is real? What is fake? It must be fake. And I mean, he talks about the algorithm. It's definitely a commentary on, the internet, social media.
I think that one sums up Decide the best, this song, because it talks about how bad the scrolling, the algorithm can be, believing what you see being shoved down your, throat by media. But like you said, don't you want to save this planet? You should be aware of certain things, but then, like, what is there to believe and what's not, But it's got a really good hook to it, I feel,
And it has the lyrics that you were talking about. Your family is in our thoughts. Our heart goes out to you. Say a prayer, light a digital candle, and then scroll away. That.
But what's funny about the digital candle is, and, like, I remember this because I've written on obituaries, like, like on funeral homes where you can, like, send, like, a digital candle or a flower. And I'm like, that's literally, like, because so many people died during COVID and so many people were like, oh my God. But then they would go around and turn around and be like, but, don't get the vaccine, don't wear your mask, but sorry for your loss. That's how that's why I liked it so much, because it was like, we're sorry for you, but we don't want to change what we have to do to make it better, because it's not really, that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah.
The something is about to break, like the fault line has been fractured. Just like the drama of like that line is like really good.
And then the news anchor, like it's very faint, but you could say like how you hear it's like there's a virus or something, like, but he always adds those little things in there that I really think are so cool, like how it's like it adds layers to the song, which I love.
Well, it's almost like you're getting an experience, somebody who has all this background in music and, with performing, both on television and in movies, like he's making it a story, like almost like an opera. And he's adding in those little Easter eggs that if you pick up on it, like, yeah, this definitely was about the pandemic, you know, and something is about to break. I mean, you had Black Lives Matters going on at the time. You had, you know, the death numbers going up because of COVID. You had people literally losing their minds and having breakdowns because of it. So, you know, like literally things were about to break, you know, things were on the edge and it got really bad. And I remember he even said that when he was quarantining, like it was tough. So all you had left to do was either doom scroll, watch the news and get anxiety, or create. And luckily, he created.
Yeah. And we love this song. All right, let's listen to the rest.
Yes.
Well, this one does fade out, which contradicts what I said.
But it's like scrolling.
What's like the next song on that album after On and
On?
Isn't it End of Beginning?
Oh, I think you're right. Yep.
That would make sense. Okay.
It's like the middle of the album because it's song 5 of 13, which is really only like 12. But do we count Is That All It Takes as a song?
I always forget about that one.
It's 20 seconds. Kind of like what's the one on 2020?
Oh,
Showtime.
Is Showtime. I'm like, are you lighting up in the shower? Because that's what it sounds like happening.
Sound like I'm
like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. Fall in the tub and never get out.
There's this big crescendo, right? Like the sound just like goes up and up and up. And then it like, boom, like stops. And then it's just me and you now or whatever. Just you and me now.
Okay, Joe. Let's watch the news and have a panic attack together.
Quiet, right?
Yeah.
There was a couple things I had never really noticed before.
Okay.
So the whole I'm sick and tired of the same old world reaction. I don't think I knew what he was saying there. I mean, it kind of just goes with what we've been talking about, right?
How the world just, more things, the more shit happens, everybody gets desensitized. And everyone's just like, well.
Yeah, it was like when they all sang Imagine, which I don't think, you guys don't watch The Boys, right?
Yes, I do. Love The Boys.
Do you love that they poked fun of that they showed all the celebrities like singing Imagine and stuff? I was dying because I was like, it kind of shows like how tone deaf people can be. And how people have the best intentions to do something like this is going to really bring us together. Showing celebrities singing Imagine in their mansions. This is going to do it. Like,
meanwhile, what did Joe do in quarantine? That silly, like, was that nativity thing?
But I wanted to say about the drums.
Yes, talk about the drums.
And which I love is that it's Teddy Matthews, which is like his drummer who's with, it's not Wes, it's Teddy. And I love Teddy.
His Valentine.
I love him. I was like, because like the interview where they talk, he was like, Joe was like, we're gonna go to a candlelight dinner, me and Teddy, and I was like, love this for them.
Love that.
Yeah,
love that for you. Yeah,
have fun.
I wanted to talk about one more thing that I had never noticed in the song. So we have the whole on and on and on thing, but like to the side of that, there's like this other like talking, singing happening where he's like, quit scrolling. And then it feels so good. It feels so right to be up at night with you. And it's like happening to the side of like the other words. It just sounds really cool. And I never really like knew what he was saying.
It's so smart. And just, and it's like you could see like where, I mean, obviously like being in quarantine with like, you know, a significant other and just your whole life kind of getting to know somebody, especially with people who have careers where they're not always in the same place or same city, and then obviously being then quarantined. So it's, you know, getting to.
He did an interview about that during quarantine. He was like, it's kind of tricky, especially when you're both in the same industry and now you're under one roof and stuff, you know, like any circumstance, you get to know that person in a whole different light. and, you're equally as stressed out and stuff. So kind of like what I liked that he did was he did a lot of creating during that time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like if you had to guess, Kelly, because you were like the ultimate fan, what are some of your like predictions that we're going to be getting with this album, as well as like your wishes that you hope for the shows that you see him at?
Good questions.
These are good questions. Well, I love Gap Tooth Smile. Very 70s folk. Love that one. And what I love too is that he talks about how with like have like the vinyl, like how he likes to put it on, listen to it. And he said how A and B are both like very distinct like stories. I'm really excited because I'm really excited to see like from side A to side B the difference and how it's going to like change. I know I read that it's got a lot of like that 60s 70s like inspiration, which I love, which I wanted very badly. So I feel like it's gonna be, I personally think this is gonna be his best work. I'm very excited to kind of see, and hopefully we kind of figure out what some of that stuff on the front album cover is. Like I just love it. I love that the Crux, the signage for the Crux hotel is the same font as the Chateau Marmont in LA. So if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Did you like his little message, him using the old lady voice?
Oh my God.
This is the hotel.
Did you leave a message?
I did. I was like, hello, I'd like to make an appointment. I mean, I'd like to schedule, to go to a room. I don't know which room. Hello. Hello. I'm like, I would like to stay at the Crux Hotel.
That sounds very New York of you.
Yes.
Probably like, oh God, help us. But I thought that was funny. Like, I love that. I like that it's like weird like that.
Yes.
And I hope I'm excited for the shows. I don't think they're going to be completely like the Laneway ones. I think we're going to get new music as well. I hope we still get like a mix, but I don't know what. Yeah. I'm really excited. I'm excited to really see what happens this next month. I think it's going to be like just one right after the other. Just it's going to keep going.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's going to be so overwhelming, I think, because I was overwhelmed with just like a week of those Laneway shows. Now we're going to get like literally 2 months of like 3 months, really.
So much content. Now, if you had to pick a song that he could cover, what would it be?
You've got a lot. You've got a whole playlist, don't you?
I do have a playlist. This is for me because I love this song. Jersey Girl by Bruce Springsteen.
There you go.
He is a Bruce fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love that.
When he picked Thunder Road, which is my favorite Bruce song of all time, I was like, yes. Love it.
Love that.
Love Bruce, the boss.
Yeah.
I know it's played a lot, but I feel like Born to Run, he gives that kind of energy that he could belt it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
For sure.
Oh my gosh. Need like just a cover album.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I know you want your Christmas song, Kelly.
I do.
I forgot about that.
I do. Yeah. I do. One day.
Hey,
one day, man.
Christmas at the Crux.
There you go. Put it out there.
I like that. Well, now that we said it on the podcast.
Christmas at the Crux. It could be like a Home Alone thing.
There you go. Yeah. Make a whole music video for it.
Listen.
I love it.
Hire us. We're geniuses.
We're here.
Boom.
If you're listening. What other song? You said that you love Gap Tooth Smile. What song that you haven't heard do you think you're going to love the most?
Charlie's Garden. Charlie's Garden.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I was like, the playlist that he released with Wonderland is named Charlie's Garden.
I know.
Now I need to know how it ties in.
How those tie in. Yeah. I'm excited for that song too.
Yeah.
All of them. But yeah. I almost just want one song at a time, like these singles have been, because when the whole album comes out,
it's going to be overwhelming.
I'm going to be so overwhelmed. Like,
Yep.
But it'll be fun.
I can't wait. I'm just going to lay there and just like listen to it and just like absorb. And then
just vibe.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will definitely talk to you again soon.
No, ma'am.
Sure.
Always around. I'll make some stuff.
Yes, make some more stuff for us.
Yes.
We love it. Enjoy your kind of time to yourself now that you don't have a million classes to do.
You deserve it, honey.
Congrats. And
thank you.
Yeah, see you soon. We'll see you soon. Like in person.
I know. I can't wait. It's going to be a blast.
All right. What am I supposed to say? Peace out. That's what we're saying.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace out.